Hello, everyone. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ. It is myself, Kai Williams, and Mr. Huddy Hudson. Sorry we missed yesterday's stream, but we're back today. Or not Huddy. Dom is out for the morning, but don't worry. That's why we're here to take over the steeds. The steeds? I don't know. The horses? I don't know. The reins? There we go. That's what I meant.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Found the word. Welcome, good morning, everybody. JJ Joseph, drummer, Mash for Fun. So anyways, going to be a quick one here. Sorry we're starting late. We're a little discombobulated. A lot is going on this morning. So let's jump right in. How are we feeling before we, want to leave my host hanging? How are we doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, we couldn't go 2 days without getting you guys good morning NASDAQ. So we're here for the traders. We're here to talk about the gappers. As you guys know, makes Dom happy if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button before we get started here. We're just gonna run the one that you have up. Is that XX?
There we go. Hey, Dom.
Good morning.
Do we sleep in?
Oh my gosh, dude. I have not been able to sleep for the last few weeks, and apparently I've gotten real good at it the last 2 days. Good morning. Welcome in.
Hello.
I hear there's a stock at 100.
Yes, that was the elephant in the room that we were going to get to, but first...
That's last on the list.
Yeah, we're gonna save that the best for last there. We're gonna go over the first ones, which is XXII. I'm pretty sure this was once an e-cigarette company. I have no idea what it is now.
I think it is still in that tobacco weed industry. A ticker that we've seen numbers of times throughout our career. This is one of those familiar names. Had a spike most recently on the daily chart that Kyle has in front of you, where it actually went pretty gnarly on the day, gapped up not too big and then spiked really big. And then has come all the way back down since. So not a huge history of holding its gains, as you can see from the daily chart that Kyle is showing you. But still has kind of that attractive type of float where they've done some reverse splits. The stock is in the 50 cents now, and it doesn't have the biggest float, doesn't have the most shares outstanding, doesn't have the most dilution down here. Still, doesn't hold its gains well over the long term, but it's thin for right now, and it's moving like that.
Yeah, this is one of those awkward ones where it's like it gives us the same trend, which is like no run really ever sustained, and it's top left to bottom right. However, it's not like maybe a good gap and crap candidate because it actually does run. It just either dies the next day or gaps down massively the next day. Now that's not an excuse just to wait for it to run short overnight and hope for a big gap down. But it changes things for can this thing even crap itself? Because many times it'll actually just run, and it's really the day after that offers maybe some opportunity. So we'll see. What is the news on this thing? Dare we even look?
I think you could read the headline, but I think it's a poop stock. In the poop industry.
On the 11th. This is the 13th, though. Well, I guess it looks like a form came out yesterday, maybe. Let's see what the form is. Oh, beneficial with the 22nd Century Group. So yeah, someone acquired. Who is it though? Does it say who it is? Yeah, their CEO bought 39,000 shares at 26 cents. So pretty much the closing price.
Literally $10,000 worth.
Yeah, it's nothing, and yeah, it's up 100%. Like he could just sell right now for a quick profit. So that's kind of silly.
A quick 15K. Good job, CEO.
Yeah, nice job. So nothing really special. And again, if that's the news, then it's more meritorious where this might not run. It still can, but I definitely lean towards Huddy. This is a crappy stock and a crappy reason to be up, so might not really be sustainable. So anyways, next one. Again, we'll get to the best for last that everyone knows and loves. VMAR. Check out this one. So up, 70-80%-ish? 150 to 260. Daily chart, the same. As always, top left, bottom right. Let's look at some news. Oh, we have a new one also spiking. Lovely. 500K float, that sounds about right. And fading, though. News is that... No news again, unless I'm looking at the wrong place, but Stocks Trade here doesn't have any news. Any thoughts, gentlemen?
They have a 500K float.
That's what. And let's double check our sources.
I see 1.14.
Yeah, let's go to other sources here. That's why we check multiple. VMAR.
Yeah, I see 600K
And there's
at Yahoo
1.1.
Finance.
Yeah, and then 1.14 here. So we got to assume between the half a mil to a mil.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they sell electronic boats. Um,
Nice.
that's kind of cool. I don't know if they work, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of the issue here. But you can kind of place an order online. I tried this morning. I was like, I don't own a
Huh.
lake, but if I had a lake, I think I'd want an electric boat. Um, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of like any other crappy car company from this price range, which is like it's a capital intensive business. Like from this price range, probably not a good company. Now it's that 500K float that I care more about. Um, so it's probably just kind of an avoid for me because I don't want to deal with a low float at all. But I don't believe in electric vehicle car maker VMAR.
Yeah.
If you do, great. I hope they do go. I hope they do go crazy. You know, I hope they do spike real big. I just don't think they will.
That's a cool idea. There's really
What's
nothing going on this daily chart. The further back you go, I still don't see any days of volume. Super top left to bottom right. We were in the hundreds years ago. I don't know how many reverse splits have been done, but super small float, not something that's uncommon these days. So from a long perspective, really not interested. Even though the daily chart is quite clean, it is still completely beaten down. From a short perspective, I just think it's been better to avoid these tiny floats. And we have some discrepancy. Who knows if it's actually 500K or 1.5 million? It is small regardless.
Yeah.
It's high across the board in terms of overall risk, offering ability, overhead supply, cash need. So I can see a world for anything happening, for them squeezing it or for them dumping it. So as far as gappers go right now, I've been trying to just let them live their own life and see how it goes. So it's nice to know that I don't care. But yeah, I feel like this is one that this is the first day we're really having this much volume in the last 5 or 10 years. So what it does will kind of set a different precedent.
Precedent's being set.
Okay, so there's that one. I think we had another one here. ATPC popped up in the last 5 minutes here. Obviously, some news that the partners in Photon Solar advanced to a solar PV mounting systems. Okay, lovely.
What a market all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, getting a little
Any
crazy.
news just gets you 100%.
A little crazy everywhere. So PR, yeah, about their systems, about their mounting systems for solar. Nice. Let's take a quick look at dilution tracker since we're here. So let's do the opposite approach. Since we're looking at the chart, well, let's look at the fundamentals first. ATPC.
What are we calling this ticker?
Agape.
It just doesn't fit. ATPC Agape?
I don't know. The actual name is
Gape. I don't know what
Gape.
this is.
Float is 2.5 mil. It doesn't oddly show any indications about dilution tracker. 9 months of cash left, and that's it. So practically no dilution anywhere across the board. Fairly new ticker because we look at the daily, and we'll go back. We'll go APPC. Looks like maybe a recent reverse split.
Yep.
2 weeks ago? Went from 7 cents to 250. That's not a price increase. That's a change in the fundamentals. But yeah, IPO'd in 2023, so fairly new. And now we're up on their mounting systems PR. So this one would be an avoid for me. I don't think I really would like it all that much. Recent reverse split news, zero dilution. Hasn't even diluted, or like not even a single offering even attempted. Thoughts, fellas?
Huddy?
Yeah, I mean, recent reverse split. I think you kind of nailed it there. I don't know if they really have an agenda here with this one because there's no relevant dilution that I can really foresee. It's kind of an unknown. It kind of has looking like a little breakout chart over the reverse split highs, and it was a gutter stock, and now it's just kind of this low float without dilution.
Yeah, I guess I should change my mind. It's not a complete no for me. given there's some history here, right? If we zoom in lower, there are so clearly if this stock has stayed the same fundamentally, there is some gap and crap history. So there is characteristics that
There is.
proven it can. So I wouldn't rule it out completely. However, it just is a unique scenario where one, it's very new, and two, there's not even ratings. There's nothing. So a little bit different. But okay, cool. And then last one here, the moment everyone's been waiting for, TNON. China pump at its finest. This is why, if you're in Clover, you've heard me, Huddy, and Dom pound the table that we just really don't want to trade them anymore. We want to make sure we know if they are China or not, because if they are, we really steer away. It's not to say we know what's going to happen with them, but it only takes one to do something crazy like this. And it's laughable, and I hope everyone is safe and staying safe. But it's like they just put out an AK that said we're going to do an offering. Hasn't even done the offering yet, from my understanding, and that just gives them an excuse to take it from 5 to 120 in about 3 minutes at about 7 or 4 a.m. Eastern. Like anyone's up at that time, right? Just insanity, absolutely insane. And now back down at 12. Even now, it's still up 300% or 200% from 4 to 12. So thoughts, guys. And now again, so how do you know it's China? Before I even look at the underwriter, I mean, this I was part of this dump. Like I tried to participate in this. I think I lost money overall. So I already knew this existed. I just didn't think they would play games like this. There's a new way. This is a new way. They haven't done a pre-market before. They've done it on top in after hours. They've done it on holo, just running in general. They've done it on iLag, doing it in regular market hours. They've done it on a huge gap up like ZJYL. This is once again a new one. A new little tactic they have, which is another reason why we just avoid them, because they are nightmares waiting to happen.
That's just terrifying.
Yeah, this should honestly scare the living crap out of you if you're a trader in these markets, especially looking at small cap. This is like, you would think worst case scenarios, your account is at zero when you wake up in the morning, but it's way worse than that. You could be in debt to your broker. Like, the reality of this situation is horrible. And it's really good that everyone gets to see that these exist. And this is like that fat tail risk that like we can never really predict. This is always kind of possible. Now, is it more likely in a China pump than anything else in the stock market? Yeah, probably, because we've seen literally only China pumps predominantly do this move in the past 2 years, as Kyle just went through all the evidence. So it's really about knowing what you're trading and just always knowing that this is possible. And like, that's why short selling, you have to be responsible. You have to be disciplined. You have to be certain things to avoid this, because this is a career ruiner. It really is, for the wrong person, just swinging a short stock overnight because they have edge, right? You really have to know that this exists and where it lies, right? So scary, but happy, and I hope that no one was involved. Like, I hope no one was. I'd be happy if no one was involved.
Kyle, how do you know it's China? There's a question. And that, on my dilution tracker, it says United States as well.
Yeah. So here's the big misconception, everybody, and I've gotten this a lot. And this is maybe this is just the general community's doing and fault for calling it China pump. It's the same thing as calling like a first green day, right? Someone be like, "Oh, it's a first green day." No. It may be a green day, but it's not a green setup. Right? It may be a China pump, does not mean it has to be in China. What we mean by China pump is that originally many of them started from China. That's where it's got its name. But yeah, it could be in Arizona, it could be in Florida, it could be in the Cayman Islands, it could be in some Caribbean. It doesn't really matter where it's located. Yes, if it's in China, like, okay, it might that's like one like red flag. But yeah, there's plenty of companies that are in China that are not complete scams trying to squeeze shorts, right? So it's not that like, oh, it's China to avoid it. They call China pumps because they originally started in China. Now they're everywhere. They could be anywhere. They're China pumps because they're stocks solely here to play games and sell shares. Right? They are stocks solely here to IPO and do this and dump 90% a day. Most recently, RYDE. Okay? They are solely here to recently IPO, do their thing for a little bit, walk itself up, and then in 1 or 2 days, they're going to be down 99% off their highs, and they walk and they dump on retail. They squeeze shorts. Holo has done it like 17 times, right? Exaggerating, but like literally is only here to do this. Okay, so don't take me literally when I say China pump. Oh, it's not China. What are you talking about? No. It is the framework of which the ticker exists, right? It is just here. It is a shell. They may act like they have businesses. They don't. They're just here to play games, and TNO is one of them. And welcome to the arena here in pre-market, right?
They're just here to play games, huh?
Yes, they're here to literally, and beyond, and the backstory here, all of like 2021, 2022, they never did this. But us as the retail online community and as short sellers got along with these things, and they got very smart, right? There were never any of these games. They seemed like the holy grail of stocks that can catch 90% dump and fade for a short seller. And then they said, you know what, screw these short sellers. The game started, and short sellers lost their asses, right? Me being one of them, almost on ILAG, right? ILAG is still to this day my biggest unrealized loss, and I got lucky and dodged the bullet, right? I will never deny that I was smart. I was down 500K up here at 11. Okay. And I actually made 100K on this one when it went from 20 down to 5. So I've gone through the ringer. Don't take me literally for that they're China. Just take the fact that there's a framework here of how they work, whether they're actually in China or not. And this is what they've turned into, which is I avoid them completely now because of this. This is not worth any gain in my account because it can completely ruin it. So anyways, that's our time today, guys.
That's the flow has to be so small for that to be able to happen in like a 5-minute span.
I mean,
pre-market.
They have unlimited. Again, last thing I'll say before we close it down. They have unlimited money, guys. Unlimited. If you think for a second that they don't have enough, they have done so many of these, and the average pump they probably make hundreds, or not hundreds, but dozens, if not sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars. They have so much money. They could do whatever they want with this thing. If they wanted
It's just crazy because it traded like 40 mil yesterday. Like
Yeah,
it's not like this is just a behind closed doors, no one's looking at it. Like it traded real volume yesterday.
Again, it's just so crazy. I'm not going to try to figure out the intricacies. I've just seen them do enough games where it's like if they want to take it to 100 again, they can take it to 100 again. Like you are at their whim. It is literally an unfair game, and I don't want any part of it anymore. I've seen too much. I've been too much pain. I could care less, So unfortunately, hopefully no one got hurt. But that's where we're at.
This was I hope if you were swinging overnight short, I hope you woke up at 7 instead of 4.
Yeah, it would have. At least if you woke up, you saw it right away versus trying to get out, and it really wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have changed much.
That's nuts.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry this was a short one, but very busy. We're going to get in the Clover room and get started on more other tickers we're watching today. If you want to get in the room, feel free to join it. You'll get immediate access and can ask us more questions in there. So have a great Friday. Have an even better weekend. And we'll be back here live 8:45 Eastern on Monday. All right? Peace, everybody.
Bye everybody.